Well, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well, doing okay, and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with each and every day. It's a little chilly outside this morning, but other than that, it is a play Rita Pearson. Hey, uh, come on there, Dr. Joe. I may play it, but not today. Anyway, good morning to you. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's a little cold outside this morning, so before we get to do anything, let's see what the weatherman has in store for us today. I don't really know yet, but we're going to tell you anyway. Okay, so today, which is Monday morning, as a matter of fact, last I checked, it's Monday morning anyway. Okay, so let me see now. Right now, as you rise and shine out of your bed this morning, it's 26 degrees outside. A little chilly, but it could be worse. The winds right now are gusting at 2 miles per hour. Okay, so today, for the rest of the day, some clouds this morning, then give way to generally sunny skies in the afternoon. It's going to be cold, though, high today of 38 degrees, winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a little bit more cold too. Clear sky though, very cold, low 16 degrees. So turn a little, let your faucets drip a little bit overnight. I mean, not okay. I said drip, not let them run, just drip. That way, it keeps your faucets open a little bit for you. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you. Okay, I'm from Indiana. I know about these things. Okay, I know about the cold weather. Okay, so clear sky, very cold, low 16 tonight. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and on tomorrow. They say there's no chance of precipitation, but mainly sunny skies, high of 43. That's kind of like a heat wave right about now, don't you think? I think so too. Yeah. Okay. And again, if you're just now waking up, and you're just now trying to figure out what the temperature is outside, it is 26 degrees outside. It feels like 26 degrees, as a matter of fact. Not much winds to talk about. Again, high today up 38 degrees and cloudy until later on. There's going to be some cloudy, some. It's going to be cold. Okay, shouldn't be any rain or anything like that, but it's going to be chilly. Also, the city of Montgomery provides an update on storm responses. The Montgomery City Council Emergency Management Agency, they held a press conference yesterday at 7:30 p.m. to give residents the update of Sunday storm and responses. For one of the few times, people in Montgomery power, some people's in Montgomery's power went out. Sorry about that. But normally, when our trees hear that the power is going to go out, it just goes out anyway. So I'm thankful this morning that our power didn't go out over here, because normally we're the first to go out. That's just the way it is. All these trees leaning on everything. I don't know. Well, I don't know. You think all that money Alabama Power make, they could come up with some stuff that don't fall every time it get cold. That's all I'm saying. Several agencies, including the Montgomery EMA, Montgomery Public Works, and Montgomery Police Department, the Montgomery Fire Department, and Alabama Power, have mobilized in the area to help clear roads and restore power to those impacted by Sunday morning storms. I was in church yesterday, and Lord have mercy, it looked like something was going on out there, but I didn't worry. I said, I'm in church. I'm in church. None. I mean, I'm what I mean. If something's going to happen to you, you want to be in church when it happens. Okay. I mean, you want to be found serving the Lord, and not out there who's scowling and doing the twerk. Okay. I'm just saying. So I felt pretty safe in my church yesterday, uh, a morning view, and a big old church anyway. And I was prepared. I was prepared to help people if the building had come down, and I could make it through it. I was going to help somebody. But anyway, I didn't have to go through all that, so thank God for that. According to Mayor Reed, the response efforts expected to continue through the night and into this morning. And here's what we know: widespread power outages affecting the Montgomery area. As of 8 p.m. last night, 5,000 customers in the greater Montgomery area are still without power, according to Alabama Power Representative Anita Archie. Anita Archie, what is she used to? She used to be something around here. Worked for DA's office or something. Anyway, nearly 500 units have been deployed and will work through the night to restore power. And we want to thank those folks, even though I can't stand Alabama Power most of the time because they always raising our rates, all that money they're making. But we do appreciate them coming out and taking care of those things, because it's not an easy job. I don't know. I still don't know if they should make all that money, $9 billion. In the meantime, residents urged to prioritize their safety and stay away from falling power lines. Please stay safe, Archie said. Do not go to try to approach a live wire because you don't know. It may look dead, but it may not be. And when you pick it up, you'll be dead. So don't worry about it. Do not interfere with work happening in neighborhoods, like the folks up in Minnesota. You don't want to do like they do. They just they're crazy up there. Okay. I think we got too many Somalis up there. According to Archie, Alabama Power hopes to have power restored to most residents by 5 o'clock this morning. Y'all let me know if that happened. Monday, okay, but could change depending on how the conditions develop. I-85 near Eastern Boulevard remains closed. Fallen power lines have caused a road closure in both northbound and southbound lanes of Interstate 85 near Eastern Boulevard. Drivers are urged to avoid the area altogether. To go up 65. Road crews are redirecting southbound traffic to get off on I-85 South Ramp and continue southbound. State troopers and law enforcement will direct traffic from the top of the ramp. Northbound traffic is being redirected to exit to interstate at Houston Boulevard. If drivers, I don't know where that is, need to get back onto 85, alternative routes is Taylor Road, Troy Highway, and Martin Road. Okay, and as of 8 p.m. last night, there's no time frame when the interstate will be reopened, according to MPD. Fallen trees have caused widespread damage and road closures. Downed trees and power lines caused significant damage across Montgomery area and have forced road closures to the several nearby counties. Now, according to the Montgomery Public Works representative, Patrick Dunson, around 500 trees have been estimated to have fallen Sunday morning. I didn't seem that bad over here. As of 8 p.m., crews say that nearly only 12 trees still reportedly blocking roads in the area. Road crews are expected to continue working and removing debris this morning. Okay, residents are now asked to report fallen trees and power lines to the city county EMA. I don't know what that number is, but if I get out, I'll let you know. Montgomery warming stations are also open. As temperatures continue to fall through the night, city officials are strongly urging residents to seek shelter at the Crump Center. Okay, that's a Crump Center. It's how you're going to get there. That's a whole different ballgame. Crump Center ought to have a bus going there at 1751 Congressman Dickerson Road. The station will be open each night through Saturday, January 31. The city of Montgomery, along with other emergency response agencies, will provide hourly updates through Monday morning to work as work continues. Okay, so the Crump Center is located on College. I think it's Federal Drive actually. So you're gonna be able to get that. Okay, but anyway, so keep a tab if you got your phone on you. Put the WSFA weather thing on there. Stuff like that, and they'll tell you and they'll keep you updated. The mayor, he is doing a pretty good job of trying to keep everybody abreast of what exactly is going on. Okay, so good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. And again, as you rise this morning, it is 26 degrees outside, and it feels like 26 degrees outside. I guess since it is 26 degrees outside, it should feel like 26 degrees outside. Sometimes it feels like it's 16 outside, depending on if the wind is blowing or not. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. And we got a lot of things to talk about today. They're still crazy up in Minnesota. Montgomery, we said, Montgomery over the weekend said goodbye to Claudette Colvin, who was the precursor to, from what I understand here, precursor to Rosa Parks standing up on the bus back in the day, but she had some issues, and so they didn't want to use her as the representative of that movement. At least that's what I hear. Now, not being from Montgomery, I really don't know, but evidently she was a yeoman, and she played a significant part, at least getting that party started. Okay. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, 'cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. Whoa.
want to do that. Anyway, good morning to you. It is time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. But either way, it is good for the soul. All right? So y'all just hang loose. We'll do this, a couple other things, and then we'll get to some conversations of the day. Okay? So be nice. We'll be right back.
Thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for
Maybe it says that some of y'all didn't go to
breath
I know you didn't.
take, for the love that heals and the joy.
Hi, friends. This is Kirsten Holmberg from Our Daily Bread. I'd like to share today's devotional reading with you that I titled Moving Toward Maturity. A recent survey asked respondents to identify the age at which they believed they became adults. Those who considered themselves adults pointed to specific behaviors as evidence of their status. Having a budget and buying a house topped the list as being marks of adulting. Other adult activities ranged from cooking dinner every weeknight and scheduling one's own medical appointments to the more humorous ability to choose to eat snacks for dinner or being excited to stay home on a Saturday evening instead of going out. The Bible says we should press on toward spiritual maturity as well. In Ephesians 4:13, Paul wrote to the church at Ephesus, urging the people to become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. While we're young in our faith, we're vulnerable to every wind of teaching, which often results in division among us. Instead, as we mature in our understanding of the truth, we function as a unified body under Him who is the head, that is, Christ. God gave us His Spirit to help us grow into a full understanding of who He is, and He equips pastors and teachers to instruct and lead us toward maturity in our faith. Just as certain characteristics are evidence of physical maturity, our unity, as His body, is evidence of our spiritual growth. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 through 16. So Christ Himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and teachers to equip His people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. Then we will no longer be infants, tossed back and forth by the waves and blown here and there by every wind of teaching and by the cunning and craftiness of people in their deceitful scheming. Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of Him who is the head, that is, Christ. From Him, the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love as each part does its work. Let's pray. Loving God, You are the author of our growth and maturity. Please help us to see where our understanding of You is still immature, and teach us more of Your wisdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Hi, friends. This is Kirsten Holmberg from Our Daily Bread. I'd like to share today's devotional reading with you that I titled Moving Toward
Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll be back in a couple of seconds. Again, we are going to salute our armed forces and the young kids at where's that place? Where is that place where they go to school? At? I think it's called McMillan High School. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. McMillan. It's not a high school. It's a. I don't really know what grades up there. All I know, my granddaughter, and who had a birthday yesterday, 10 years old, and I went to the place, which I must be getting older because now I'm getting out, going to kid stuff. So, but it was fun for a couple of minutes. And I did stay longer than I stay at most places. I stayed there at least 10 minutes. Other than that, I don't really stay places that long. But it was fun seeing her and giving her a hug and everybody and her brother and everybody so it was great stuff yesterday. Anyway, so she's on this thing right here too. Salute to the armed forces, and it was done at McMillan International Academy, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, because somebody has got to keep us free. And we thank all those young men and women who have decided to sign up, and regardless of what the politics of it is, who have decided to sign up and get it done. We'll be back. Yep, this is our own folk. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Alrighty then. Today, I always got to play a message because we got to get the week started out right, because, give y'all a chance to get your coffee, and have sit around at the table and have a thought for a moment. Okay, we always got to do this. Now, Dr. Joe says I should play Rita Pearson. I'll do that before the end of the school year is out if I live and nothing happens. I'm gonna play her again. But this is one I play all the time because it is so profound. And it's called It Is a Great Day, an Outstanding Day to Be Alive. And it really is, considering what people go through day by day. Okay, it is a. I'll tell you, saw the mayor where on yesterday. Oh yeah, yeah, we shook. Oh, that's good. You shook hands with him. Okay, that's good. I mean, are you not going to wash your hands from now on? Like you're gonna? I mean, you're just gonna, you're just not going to wash your hands. I mean, I'm just thinking, you shook hands with the mayor, and now I guess you're just gonna, don't use that hand ever again. I'm just saying. Okay, so you shook hands with the mayor. I mean, that's fine. I mean, so I'm just saying you might want to hold off on telling everybody that, okay? Because I mean, shaking hands is just not something the big deal. Now, and again, I don't ask for autographs unless they're on checks. Okay, unless they're on the check, I don't care nothing about your autograph. Okay, I don't do that. Okay, I don't even give my autograph unless it's on the check. Trust me, not too many people got those. Okay, so it's a great day to be alive. We'll come back after that to get with today's. Again, it's like 26 degrees outside this morning. It's gonna be cold all week long, and don't forget the Warming Center on, I guess, Congressman Dickerson Road, not Congressman Dickerson Road. It is on. Well, it sort of is on Congressman Dickerson Road, but I think I used to call it Federal Drive. Okay. Yeah, you shook hands with that. Okay, well that's good. Okay, but I'm pretty sure you didn't say I'm never going to wash this hand again, right? I'm pretty sure you didn't say that, right? I mean, it ain't no big deal, right? It ain't no big deal. I mean, I've shaken hands with 4-star generals, Reagan, Carter, I mean, so I've done a lot of things. Okay, I was a nobody at that particular time, though they didn't pay me no attention. They just said, yeah. Okay. I mean, it was tough. It's tough being ignored when you shaking people's hands. But they just do it. And hey, somebody give me that sanitizing soap. Yeah, that stuff. Anyway, let us do what we have to do, and then we will come back to talk about things. We're not going to get into the preacher thing, like I said last week. We're going to do that on Thursday, okay? Because I was in church yesterday, and I had a profundity, okay? I had what you call that when you had a thought that's absolutely wonderful. Well, I'll tell you about that later on. All right, so we'll be right back right after these messages. So it's a great day to be alive.
My grandmother became my first hero. Growing up, my grandmother never used an alarm clock. But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me, and then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough. It was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs and into premature labor. She received 3rd-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication, to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. When I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and
my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home. I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with no light. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me, hit me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people will ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time, I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity, and I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch. And I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. And I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. You're family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talk, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm gonna buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm gonna buy you a nice car." Not like grandmama's, and get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again. And that's what I looked forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. And it was my mom's roommate. Miss Howell, come quick." Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, "Come quick, it's Ruth." Ruth was my mom. She said, "I can't wake her up. I think she's dead." And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with the wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed, had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and says, "The state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon." That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor, and I just started crying alone. I can remember hearing voices. Heard the voice of my foster mom saying, "You're stupid, you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." Heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said, "That boy's gonna end up just like his father." My father was a career criminal, he died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm going to die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey." And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, "That's creepy." But he smiled and he said, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing?" He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me and he said, "Mr. Humphrey," he says, "prison doesn't have to be your life." He says, "You can get out of here and you can do great things." He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, "Mr. Humphrey?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I believe in you." He walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face, because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes, and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams, and when you have things that you can look forward to, and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It's a great day to be alive. I think everybody can agree with that. If you woke up this morning on this side, I think you'll be doing okay. Good morning to you. All right, then. That always motivates me when I hear that, because most of us find ourselves in situations sometimes it's kind of tough, and sometimes we want to give up, but we're not going to give up. We're going to keep on moving on, okay? All right, there. As a matter of fact, there's only one way not to fail. Anybody know what that way is? There's only one way. There's no guarantee that you won't fail at something. There's only one way not to fail, and I don't think you want to take that way. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope everything. I see last week that we got our gubernatorial candidates running. One actually surprised me, but I know he didn't have the money to I know he didn't have the money to put so somebody else put his money up for him, which is cool. I mean, and that's what you're supposed to do. If people want you to win a race, then you put the money in for you. But I have to tell you, that governor's race is kind of. I don't think we have any problem who's going to win. But listen, if other people want to join the race, they got a right to do that. And I'm gonna say one thing. Normally, I would congratulate people for trying to run, because it takes a lot out of you. But not if you're not doing anything to begin with. Then But to make a mockery out of the system, to. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. There's some people. There are some people who who think they're more important than what they really are, and but that's okay. We'll see. But hey, listen, I don't have any problem with anybody getting on the thing. That's what this whole thing is all about in America. Anybody can do anything that they put their mind to it if they're willing to put in the work. And so although there are people who don't want to put in the work, and I don't know. I think you ought to just have you ought to have some experience. Like I would never vote for anybody for president again who doesn't have some experience in politics, because you can talk all you want to about what you wanted to be and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you can't take politics out of politics. So even though I voted for Trump this time and both times, as a matter of fact, because the people that were running just didn't float my boat. So he's the last experiment. He's the last experiment I'm going to do, because I just think you need some experience in order to deal with Washington D.C. Okay, you just got to have it. You can't take politics out of politics or politics out of politics. However they say it, you can't take it out, and that dog ain't gonna hunt. Okay, but and I don't know if the Democratic Party actually takes politics that seriously. I mean, considering the people they let run on that party, that kind of okay then. Anyway, and people say, well, why don't you run? Ain't got the money to run. Okay, and it takes more than getting on the ballot in order to win. You got to have a strategy, my friend. Uh-oh. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Mayor.
Yeah. It's a good morning. It is.
Well, we haven't talked since last Thursday, and seems like Trump got the old Greenland deal there squared away.
I thought he had abandoned that desire.
Oh no, he got what he wanted. They all divvying up, getting a piece of the pie, and everybody's getting what they want, and everybody seems to be happy, and it just shows that he's always one chess piece ahead, and he was playing them, saying he was going to use force, wasn't going to use force, and was going to take it over and all that stuff, but in the end, he got what he wanted.
Well, I heard the Prime Minister of Greenland the other day woofing all that jack on TV. So I guess he capitulated. I mean, I guess he gave in. I don't know.
Well, it's the art of the deal, and that's what Trump's so good at. He showed one hand, but he didn't show all of his cards, and then he got what he wanted. But anyway, when you get a chance, read up on it.
I will, because I thought that was done deal the other way. But hey, if he, hey, maybe the guy may be a hell of a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Although he ought to shut up sometimes and kind of let his people talk for him, because Trump, sometimes, brother, sometimes, but.
Sometimes he says too much, but sometimes he gets what's best for the U.S. But anyway, hey, we were talking on Thursday about the old Russian largest nuclear
ice cutter.
Mm-hmm. And the name of it is Arctica.
Yeah, I saw it. That's a big ship. I think they said it's 20,000 tons of water displacement that it does. I mean, that's a big ship.
Yeah, it's nuclear powered. They never have to. It can go for like 5 years before they ever have to. They don't have to worry about refueling anything because it's nuclear powered. But that's a concern to me. I mean, it can just slip right in the back door up there from.
Through Greenland. Yeah, that's and when I saw that, I said, well, maybe this Greenland thing is not that bad a deal. But it just seemed to me that we want to take some other country out. Now we already went to Maduro. I totally disagree with what we did in Venezuela. I just that ain't our. Let people get rid of their own leaders, not us. There's just something about that's not American to me. What are some?
Well, look. Look, Mayor. Look, let's go back to 1959. Who was president in 1959?
Was it Eisenhower?
Dwight D. Eisenhower, Republican. And what two monumental things did he do in 1959?
Oh, that was two. So I missed that history. So what did he do?
Well, the first thing he did was he got Hawaii. He said, we need Hawaii to become a state.
Mm-hmm.
not for a vacation spot, not for everybody to go over there, the rich and famous go over there and take a vacation, but we needed Hawaii because of what happened in World War II to protect our western shore, to protect the Pacific. So that was a military reason to get Hawaii. And then in the same,
Who did Hawaii belong to at that particular time? Anybody?
it was kind of like a sovereign nation, whatever. But anyway,
Mm,
the United States, because of what happened with Japan in World War II,
right.
they needed it to protect our western shore, so they got it. And then in the same year, to protect our northern part of the country, they got Alaska. So this is nothing new now. And they got Alaska not for a vacation spot, not to go hunting.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. That's true. Mhm. But the Maduro thing, somebody's going to go a long way explaining that to me. We go into another man's country, take him out of power without letting his people do it. Now, somebody got to explain that is that is just against everything we as a nation stands for. Let those people handle their own business. Their own internal grief is up to them, not us. We don't get to pick another nation's leader. I mean, now we've involved ourselves in many countries. I mean, Libya, Iran. I mean, we've involved ourselves indirectly. But to directly go and move another man out of office, a head of state, that to me is un-American. But yeah, again, my pay grade's not that high.
Um, so it's nothing new, and the CIA has been doing things that we don't know about for years.
Yeah,
But
well, that's true.
you know, if Kennedy would have done the same thing that Trump did with Venezuela or Cuba, all those Cuban people wouldn't have had to fled Cuba. All those Cuban people wouldn't have had their property seized and been living under a communist power, a dictatorship.
Right, right. But you know what? Listen,
So, I mean,
if the people, just like Mexico, if the people ever get the balls to fight, you know, black folks, it wasn't given to us over here. You know, a lot of my forefathers, my parents, my grandparents, they called hell over here. And not everybody wants us to come help them. Well, let them help themselves. If they really want it, they gotta sacrifice for it. They gotta work for it. I mean, we can't go around helping every other country.
well, yeah, but if they're trying to destroy our country by putting drugs into it and interfering, you know, the technology that was used to rig the elections came out of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, don't you?
Well, I mean, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But
Yeah.
but again, now listen, we are a nation of they are a nation. If they want to send in drugs over here because Americans are idiots and we want the drugs, we are a nation of drug addicts. And like the man said,
Well, not everybody wants the drugs. Not everybody wants crime.
right?
And so if you shut off the, you know, because you can't arrest everybody on the street that's got drugs, but you can shut off where it's coming from.
Well, I mean, I agree,
And I think,
but it's our fault. It is our fault as citizens of America that people want to send us that notorious stuff because we have lost our ever-loving mind of affluence, and we think we want to get high. We're a nation of drug addicts.
Well, you know the war on drugs was a complete and utter failure, and billions
Yes.
of dollars was
Yes.
spent
Yeah. Well,
to try to do that, rather than going and stopping it where the source is, and trying to put all these people in prison, arrest everybody, and spend all this money. Just stop it at the source.
I say let the drug sellers sell it. Put the drug users in jail. Hey, if nobody's buying it, nobody's going to try to sell it to you. We just, I mean, we won't admit that. It's kind of like, why we got so much crime in the hood? Well, because we got crime in the hood because a lot of men not take responsibility for their own kids. Well, the drug thing is the same way. We know what it is, but we are the reason why people put life and limb in jeopardy to bring drugs to America because of us. And if I'm poor in the country and I can't figure out a way to make a living, but some say them dumb Americans over there, they'll pay you $20 for 13 cents worth of drugs. I mean, it's our fault.
Well, it's the same thing with the tennis shoes. The same thing with Nike.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well,
hey, we were talking on Thursday about what they call Greenland green for. Greenland is not because it's green. It's mostly ice over there. But anyway, Eric the Red of Viking was the one that discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up with an idea. You know what? If I tell everybody it's green and we call it Greenland, then they'll want to come here.
Yeah, well,
so we tricked them.
That's true. Because it ain't green.
Have a good day, Mayor.
That's right. Because it's green. Anyway, moving on to some other things. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit a button wrong way. Trying to produce and talk at the same time. Okay, other things we need to talk about today, if we have an opportunity to. Here's something too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's going to get cold. Okay, if the power stays on, but be careful about how you heat your house. One of the things that we used to do to heat our house when I was coming up, we left the oven on. Not a good idea. Flame, especially if it's a gas oven. Flame goes out, and now everybody's going to be gassed and killed. Okay, it's not a good idea. And if you buy one of them little heaters for your house, I know you're going to pay one hell of a light bill, like I had to pay last week, last first of the month. But yeah, I'd rather pay the hell of a light bill or than have my house burn up. Okay, let us be very, 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 very careful of what we do to try to stay warm. And people, check on your peoples, okay, in the neighborhood. You got old folks in your neighborhood, check on them. Make sure that they're okay, if they got electricity. Don't think that everybody's doing okay sometimes, Kind of like that story I told you where the city of Montgomery kept tagging this guy's house because his grass was too high. Rather than somebody knocking on the door, understanding the guy had cancer, he couldn't cut the grass, we about ready to take the man's house and all kinds of things because we don't check on people. Okay, we need to check on people. Sometimes check see how they're doing. So if the grass is high and the city goes by there 2 or 3 times, then you might want to knock on the door. Okay, knock on the door. I am the old folks in this neighborhood. That's true. But I ain't the oldest son. Okay, so I'm just saying we might want to do that. So do not buy. If you're gonna buy a heater, get one of those heaters that have oil in them, like the one I got. It's got oil in it, which means even if it falls on the ground, it don't burn nothing up. Okay, it don't burn nothing up. It may give you one hell of a light bill, but it will not burn your house up. Okay, so do that. Okay. Let's see. Alabama's top fire marshal is warning residents on the use of appliances as they're not intended to be safe. With freezing temperatures expected in certain points of this week, Alabama State Fire Marshal's office is warning about dangers that can come with heating your home. He says the message from the state marshal Scott Pilgrim is clear. warning the public to focus on one thing above all. Okay, my word for people is watching this would be safety, safety, safety. He also says that when cold snap happens, people resort to auxiliary appliances, including extra heaters, extra fireplaces. However, the important is to use these devices as they are intended. He says, make sure that the device, the appliance, whatever it is in proper working condition. So we won't wind up having to get you out of your house, okay? Or you got a problem, okay? Or somebody dies way too early, a fire, whatever, which can lead to injuries and the worst case fatality. So, okay, let's not, do those kinds of things, okay? So here's something that came up last week that I know I'm finna sound like a Democrat, but tell that grass story. Yeah. You want to knock on your neighbor's door. If the grass ain't been cut in a month, something's wrong. Okay, something's wrong. Just knock on the door and see if you can help them. Okay. Now I know Donald's not going to probably help anybody, but that's okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that came up last week, and the mayor has got our lobbying people down at the House trying to get this passed. And I realize I'm poor like everybody else. Okay, I realize that paying extra money is a difficult job to do sometimes because we don't want to pay. But several cities in Alabama impose an occupational tax, also called an occupational license fee. Typically, a percentage of the gross wages earned within the city limits levied for the privilege of working here. Alabama law prohibits new municipalities from adopting these taxes after February 1st, 2020, unless authorized locally. Okay? Now, who has occupational taxes in Alabama? Now, we won't let Montgomery get it, but what we got people coming to Montgomery every day making a living, which hey, everybody's had a right to do that. But you know what we got here? Let me tell you what we got going on. We got people coming to use our kitchen, cook their food, leave dirty dishes, okay? Don't buy any groceries, just leave dirty dishes and tell us to go back in and clean it up. The roads that lead here to allow people to come here are paid for, at least inside the city, by the city. They pave the road, and these people come here and just make money. They got a right to work. That's not the problem. But you got to pay for something. You got to help the upkeep of the roads like we do in the city of Montgomery. So who has occupational taxes in the state of Alabama? Well, let me tell you who does. Okay, Attala at 2%, Auburn at 1%, Bear Creek at 1%, Bessemer at 1%. Birmingham at 1%, Brilliant, Alabama, who came up with that one, at 1%, Fairfield, Alabama at 1%, Gaston at 2%, Glencoe at 2%, Goodwater at 0.75%, and Guin, whatever, Guin, I don't know how you pronounce that, Guin, anyway, at 1%, Hacklesburg, never heard of them, but they're here. They got 1%, Haleyville has 1%, Hamilton has 1%, Irondale has 1%, Leeds has 1%, Lynn, Alabama has 1%, Midfield has 1%, Mosses, that's right, Little Mosses, way down there near Hayneville, they got 1%, Opelika, 1%, and it used to be 1.5% effective April 2025. Rainbow City has 2%, Red Bay has 0.5%, Shorter has 1%, Southside Alabama has 2%, and Sulligent has 1%, and Tuskegee has 2%. So all of these cities around us have a occupational tax. Yeah, nobody wants to pay more money, but why are we letting everybody come in here use our house and then shoot us the bird on the way out? Seriously, that's extra. Everybody wants more garbage. Everybody says we want more policemen. Everybody says we want to do all of this. Our roads, and everybody around here complains about roads. Keeping those roads, in good repair takes money. It takes that black stuff that you put on there, whatever that call that stuff, pavement or whatever it is, asphalt, whatever you call it. Okay. So although I just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 cities have not that far from us have an occupational tax, but not as many people come to their town like they do our town every day to work. And again, we got nothing about you working there, okay, but why can't we have one? Reed, Bear, what's the name? What's our other local senator name? Bear Claude or whatever his name is. And our people, why can't we? Everybody else is doing it around us. Now, I'm not going to say this is about race, or is it? You know, I don't ever use that word unless I think it's relevant, right? Is it about race? Is it? I mean, why? Except Birmingham's able to have one. You know, Fultondale, I mean, they already have one. We want things done in the city of Montgomery. We've already lost a lot of people in the city going to Pike Road, going to Auburn, all these places, but marching their butt back to Montgomery, Alabama to make that dollar holler, which I am not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. But again, you use our roads, you use our thugs, you don't put any money into our school system because you live someplace else, and which is okay. So everybody's got to pay to play. And I do believe that the mayor's people that got any sense about them, and we got Jackson Hospital, that's true. We need the additional money. Okay, I don't how many people, the mayor said 10,000 people come here a day. Okay. I mean, and 1% out of 10,000 people. And what is an occupational tax? You can actually write it off on your taxes. Okay. At least that's what Mayor Strange told me one time. You can write it off on your taxes. So it's not like you're losing the money. Come tax time, bam, you get your money back. Okay. You get your money back. So I don't know. So what is it? Are you guys really against 1% tax? I mean, we spend, okay, so we can't buy any more beer. Okay, we can't. We will pay $500 to go to an Alabama football game. Okay, and some people pay more than that, depending on who you want to set with up there. But we won't spend a 1% extra to help our city when everybody else comes here and wears the hell out of our roads, our bridges, and they just keep coming. And again, that's okay. But if I want to work in Auburn, I'm going to pay that 1%. They know that coming in. And I'm just thinking, if we get, and Mayor, if the people cannot lobby for that 1%, then we need to get some new people to lobby for us. Okay. How in the world do you explain to Montgomeryans that everybody around us get it but us? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning.
Hey, you say it's not about race. I agree with you because there's going to be more Negroes that pay it than white folk.
Well, it all depends on who comes into town.
You're so ignorant, Ken. The taxes on everyone, people that work here,
that's
the people
right.
hanging off the trash truck.
That's right.
You won't tell them the reason they call it occupational tax is fools like you think it's for people coming into town.
No, everybody.
But it's illegal to have an income tax collected by the city. You know that?
It's not an income tax.
What is it?
Then
it's based on your salary. It's based on your job. It's an income tax.
Wait a minute. I just gave you 26 cities in Alabama.
I don't care what you gave me. I'm just telling you, the people, there be more Negroes. Who are there more people outside the city or in the city?
There are more people outside the city.
No, they're not. You're telling me there's more people coming in to work in Montgomery than live here?
Well, not that live here.
Well, if they live here and work here, they pay the tax.
Okay, we're gonna pay the tax. But
are you so ignorant you can't see that?
No. What we want is everybody that comes.
What you ain't we.
Hey, I have much power. Okay? Much power.
No, you just kissing up with the same old dang stupid stuff.
But why
It's
do
an
I?
income tax,
Why
and
do I
all
have
the Negroes will pay for it that work in the city of
Yeah.
Montgomery. Ask the people on the trash truck if they want to pay a tax.
Nobody wants to pay more taxes, but they all want
Then
more
why
money.
do it?
Because we still want goods and services. Our road.
Because the mayor needs a place so he can play rap music downtown, get him a new auditorium, he can put his dad's name on it.
Well, I don't know nothing about all of that, but
No, you don't know a lot of stuff.
I do know.
But an
20
occupational tax is nothing but an income tax, and they name it that because fools like you. And how you gonna take it off your taxes?
You can write it off.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. That's what the mayor.
You're stupid. You don't. How you write it off?
There's two of us stupid in this conversation. Then
No.
because
But tell us how you write it off.
You can write it off
How do you write it off?
as an expense.
Tell us how you do it.
As an expense.
Oh, stupid! You're so damn ignorant.
I can only handle so much of that. Now, if somebody with sense tells me that I'm wrong, then that's a whole different thing. But Mayor Strange, we had a conversation about that. It includes everybody. It includes me. It includes anybody who works in the city will pay 1%. But if what the Mayor Strange told me that you can write the stupid thing off, then you get it back at the end of the year anyway. Okay, we're talking about 1%. Hey, you get it back at the end of the year anyway. Let me call Todd Strange up. Let me see, because Todd told me, hold it. I'm gonna get the former mayor on because he told me that you get to write it off, and if you do get to write it off, then it's a temporary a temporary tax, and then end of the year you get it all back. Okay, let me call Todd. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Todd's my friend. You know what I mean? Todd is my friend. Okay, I just want to let you guys know that we're buddies. Okay, there we go right there. So I'm gonna call the former mayor. He said we get the right because this thing came off. It came years ago. They were talking about this. So let me call the former mayor. I can't. Well, I could call the current mayor. No, but I'll call Todd. The mayor may be busy right now with the cold weather and stuff like that. So we just went. Okay, let me see here. That ain't what am I looking for here? Because I'm gonna call. Well, I'm gonna call, and we're gonna see if I'm right or wrong. But I think I am right, as a matter of fact. All right. So much for that. I can't think of all these things all the time. Let me see if I can get them right here. Oh, there we go, right there. So let's go. 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. Okay. 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 So I ain't gonna bother the acting mayor right now. I'm just gonna bother this guy. Okay. I know that's what he told me. He said you get to write the tax off. Okay. It's probably too early. Federal taxes, but you don't get. Okay, never mind. You get. I know you get to write some of. So Todd's not answering the phone. He probably don't know the number, but yeah, I know you get to write some of it all. Now, if you don't itemize, then you probably don't get to write it off. Now, that's the one thing I think you have to itemize. So itemize, get your money back. Okay, but it does include everybody, me and everybody else that makes money in the city of Montgomery. You will pay. Okay, so what? Fill out the long forms. Okay, fill out the long forms. You want your money back? That's the way to do it. Start a business. Go for a business or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, moving right on to other things. But again, it is extra money in the coffers. So everybody stop whining about the things that we need. I know everybody whining about the water park. I still think it's $100 million, but I still think it goes to a better quality of life in Montgomery. Okay. Stop bringing people here strictly to talk about what the white people did back in the day. Okay, yes, sir. I mean, can we bring somebody here who wants to go skiing? Well, they can't ski in the water park. I don't know. Can they ski in the water park? I don't know. I guess the Alabama River's out there somewhere. You can ski on that, I guess, if you want to. So we need different things to bring people forward, not to keep reminding us of the evilness of people back in the day. Okay, we need to look forward now. We need to look forward to a better Montgomery and all of this. Let's go back. I mean, Selma, Alabama, only place I know where people every year celebrate losing. I mean, it surprised me then. It still surprised. You are going to celebrate losing. Okay, what's the Democratic Socialists of Montgomery need more money. Well, we need more money. I mean, come on, we need more money. And I would tell you something. They doing a better job on I don't know what kind of machines they got now, but they do better jobs on paving the streets now. Anybody see that? I mean, they do better jobs. You know, and when they start on your street, they finish faster than they used to. So I'm thinking that is good. Okay, he wants his kind who work here every day and take the money to their hood and then enjoy their standard of living that's right, at the life and expense of Montgomery. And I'm with you. I think we need the occupational tax. I got to pay. Well, I don't really have a real job at the moment, but you know, I'm still looking. So, and I don't mind paying that 1%. I don't. But when I call the 911, I need somebody to answer the phone. Okay, I need somebody to get somebody out here right quick. I don't need because the 911 people used to have what 89 people working up there. What, they got 2 or 3 people they're working now. No one's going to Whitewater, and nobody's going to it because you got to build it up. You have to build it up, Don. Okay, it just got finished not so long ago. You have to build it up. Okay, okay. So nobody went to jail when they first built a new jail, and as we progressively, it begins to fill up. So it will fill up. Okay, you won't pay it because you don't have a job. Listen, I tell you what I'll do. I'll go down to McDonald's, see if they need me to work 1 day a week. That's all I want to work, and I'll pay it. Okay, I will pay the occupational tax. Okay, if that's what I need to do to show you that I'm not afraid of paying 1%. Okay, because 1% won't make me or break me. Okay, so moving right along. What makes well, no. I want to stay on this subject for a minute. We are some of the most cryingest people in Alabama when here in Montgomery about what we need and what we don't need and everything we ask for takes money. Everything we ask for takes money. So when we try to get the money, then people like Don wants to whine about it. Okay, we need more money. Okay, matter of fact, and here's another thing. Well, I'm gonna get on one of our candidates for governor in the next hour because you could have had a job at Amazon if you had your pants sagging like YNs. Yeah, I know, but I can't do that. That's against my my ethical standards. Okay, to walk around with my pants all down. Okay, so anyway, so how do we get money? Hey, people, how do we get more money? I mean, really, how do we get more money? Don, how do we get more money? How do we get more money to do the things that we want to do? Why do we need more money? Because half y'all left town. And now, and again, why we left the town, that's a whole nother discussion. Why we left Montgomery is a whole nother discussion. But people have left the city of Montgomery. Some of them, and listen, sometimes I wanted to leave too. But if everybody leaves, then that's only gonna lead the people back here that can't leave. And then we become desperate because the tax base will certainly go down. The surroundings won't be able to be kept up the way they should. And this is, for the time being, this is the capital city of the state of Alabama. Although I often wondered why Birmingham or Huntsville or Mobile is not the capital. But this is the capital for whatever reason. I guess it's in central Alabama, so you can come from east, north, west, and the south. well, north, east, west, and south, and everybody's about the same distance from here, I guess. So maybe that's why Montgomery is has been the why does Montgomery need more money? That's why they need more money, and we keep wanting more things. Okay, but why should we allow people? And again, this is a logic and reason. Why should we allow people to ride on our roads that don't help pay for them? Okay, seriously, why should we do that? Why should we let them wear and tear on the roads? People who do not pay for those roads. Okay, it's just a matter of reason. Okay, I mean, if Prattville had us coming up there every day, they be putting something on us. Yeah, they put something that they put that occupation tax would come out, babe, and I don't blame them. You know, again, it's like letting people come in your house, use your kitchen, and all they do is leave all the trash on the stove, the pot's all dirty, and they gone. Well, that's what happens in Montgomery. We bring people here, and it's not punishment. It's a matter of logistics. Okay, you can't have roads unless they're paid for, and then you have to have the upkeep of those roads. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't have a problem paying the 1%. Okay, if I'll go get a job, a real job, and yeah, I'll go get a job, maybe McDonald's, working one day. Okay, no, I can't do McDonald's. That McDonald's just wear me out. Maybe I go for Amazon and deliver packages or something like that. I keep getting letters all the time. Come on, we want you to come with us. Okay, well, I'll think about it now. And to make sure that I can contribute to the occupational tax like everybody else, okay? So if we get it, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to hit the road and find something to do. And that's what I'll do. Okay. Okay, I don't know why I got a cough these days. I think it's the weather. Anyway, the number's here. If you want to give us a call, you can do that. It is 521-2963, area code 334-521-2963. And let me tell you about one of our sponsors for the show. And of course, that is who? You know who that is, right? Okay. One Stop Wireless, located at 3445 Atlanta Highway. If you have a cell phone at your house and you haven't used it in a long time, it's a good phone. You got it from what's some companies around here that do cell phones? You got it from AT&T or you got it from Verizon. They can put that phone on their system. So you don't have to go buy a new phone. You can use your phone that you have. Okay. They can fix it up for you. So you might want to give them a call. Okay. And what's I got the number here someplace. Okay. I got the number here someplace. Okay. But and they're located right on the corner of Coliseum Boulevard and Atlanta Highway, right inside the there's a gas station right there. Okay. Is it a Shell gas station, wherever it is? Anyway, so you can go down there and see them. And I guarantee you will love the service that they give you. It's called One Stop Wireless. Okay. And I'm just telling you, it's a great place to do business. And you don't have to buy another phone or anything like that. If you still got a phone, if you don't want to buy, because I am not chasing any more phones. Okay, they can come up with an iPhone 29. I'm sticking with what I got right now. I'm stop buying it. Okay, I just can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. It never ends. Like computers, I build a computer every year. I've been building computers for myself every year. But then I found out one day, well, it goes like the other one did. Okay, I'm just saying, you might want to think about that. Okay, so One Stop Wireless. 334-320-2988. Give them a call before you go down there. I guarantee you they can help you out. Okay. And they sell used phones, new phones, Samsungs, iPhones, the all the other kind of special phones. They also have wireless home internet for $45 a month. Okay. Go down there and see them. You can put this, and if you move, you don't have to worry about calling Spectrum or Wow or anybody like that to come to your house and move your internet. They will. You can take the box with you wherever you go. Okay, as long as you pay for your subscription, you can take the box anywhere you want to go, and it'll still work fine. Okay, so $45 a month. Now there's a setup fee. I don't even know exactly what it is, but talk to them. And then after that, $45 a month, you got internet anywhere. You can move to anybody's house. You can go to your parents' house and have your own internet. They won't even know nothing about it. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. So they can't say. So when your mom and dad get mad at you, they turn off the internet. They won't know that you got your own anyway. I'm just saying you might want to go down there and see them. Okay, One Stop Wireless. Okay, that's where they're. One Stop Wireless. They're located at 3445 Atlanta Highway. Please go down and see them. And again, if you got a phone like me, 10 phones in the drawer, because I got tired of paying the bill, but the phone's still good. Okay, like I got the Samsung 23, 22, and although I broke the glass on the 23, and they wanted $500 to fix the glass. I said, well, I'm going to do all that, and might as well get another phone, which is what I did. Then I stopped paying them. But I can't pay no $500 for no phone to get the glass fixed. Come on, man. But anyway, they can do that too. They can help you out. So go down there, tell them I sent you down there. Okay, they're located again at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. You cannot miss them. Okay, if you miss them, you probably need to give up your driving, because they're right there. You can't miss them. Okay, so you might want to just take care of that. Okay. One Stop Wireless. Okay, our sponsor of the day, One Stop Wireless, because they know good quality conversations when they hear them. Okay, I'm just saying that. So that's what they're doing. All right. Go down there and see them, and they can fix all kind of things down there on your cell phone too. So just go down there and see them. Okay. Now moving on to other things. What happened in the legislature over the last week? See, because our people don't really tell you, they don't really tell you what's going on until after the fight is over. Okay. So what has happened last week? Alabama's legislative session got busier last week with lawmakers in both chambers working on passing more bills. Can somebody tell me, don't we have enough laws already? I mean, seriously, don't we have we have come up with a group of people to make themselves relevant by making more laws rather than working on some of the laws that they already have, like a 42-year-old man who had relations with a 15-year-old girl when he was 17. And now he still got to register. Okay, he was 17, she was 15 back in the day. The parents got mad at him and said that it was an inappropriate relationship. So now, well, how many years ago was that? A long time. And now this guy is still on somebody's stupid register. We all at 17 was trying to get something from somebody. Okay, we didn't know what to do with it, but we were sure enough trying to get it. Okay, when you're 17, that's what you do. The endorphins in your brain, your testosterone is kicking in, and everything you see, you want to hunch. That's just what 17-year-olds do and 16-year-olds do. Okay, so we are messing up people's lives for the rest of their life because they can't get a job any place because they're on a stupid register. Now I can understand if the girl was 15 years old and you 30. Yeah, I'm with you on that. You probably don't need to do that kind of thing. Okay? But 17 and 15 and 25 years later, I'm still on a predator list? Really? Okay. I'm just saying we need that's what you need to do down there at this place rather than making new laws all of the time. Okay. So the only bill so far this season is to have received a signature from Governor Kay Ivey was Senate Bill 12. The bill repealed the Smith Lake annexation law, which allowed a wet city to annex a community development district to build a developmental to sell for alcohol. How about House Bill number 3? Exempt some retail sales of first of furs or other seafood from state sales tax and uses taxes that would allow municipalities and counties to exempt the sales from local sales and use what the hell does that mean? Somebody wrote that wrong. House Bill number 28 establishes a state income tax credit for restaurants that recycle oyster shells. Okay, I don't get that one. So what you gonna do with an oyster shell? I mean, really, what do you do with oyster shells? And what's so great about them that you need to get a tax credit for it? Oyster shells. Okay, I'm not much into oysters, so I don't really know. It exempts House Bill 87 exempts the gross proceeds from deer feed sales from sales and use tax. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, if we're gonna be talking about a tax on people for working here, then why in the world do I want to exempt these people from paying the tax on stuff that they do? I don't know. House Bill 96 increases homestead exemption to $56,000 for people older than 62 years old and people with disabilities. That one sounds good to me right there. Okay, that's a. I don't really know what that means. I mean, do you get everything past 56,000? You got to pay. I don't know, but that sounds good to me. Okay, sounds good to me. House Bill 138 allows state retirees to return as full-time bus drivers without forfeiting the collection of retirement benefits. Hey, let them have it. No way in the hell I'll drive a bus with them kids on it anyway. So yeah, they need the extra pay. House Bill 161 requires App Store, provides to verify age of minors and have parental consent for minors to download apps. Okay, again, I think that's crazy. The kids can get around that all they want to. So, and how's a computer going to know how old you are? Really? I mean, how's a computer going to know how old you are? It won't. All you do is, that's a waste. That's a waste of time. Okay, so we're going to require people to age verify before we download something off the internet. Give me a break. Okay, kids, all you got to do is have your buddy come over. House Bill 245 requires Alabama Department of Revenue to oversee rural hospital investment programs board operations. Okay, makes sense. Alabama Senate has also passed some of its own bills and waiting for the House approval. And these bills include, if you want to know, Senate Bill 30 prohibits non-disclosure agreements or other similar agreements from being used to prevent victims of sexual abuse from speaking out. Okay, then. And what if they're lying? Seriously, what if they are lying on you? Okay, I got you. I don't know. But hey, it ain't no fun till the rabbit got the gun. I'm just trying to tell you. Senate Bill 33 expands eligibility for veterans to get license plate tag that designates them as having been exposed to dangerous levels of radiation. Get that around here. Senate Bill 46 allows a driver to have distinction on their license plates or ID card for medical conditions such as hearing loss and autism. Okay. One more. Senate Bill 149 allows the State Board of Education to give temporary teaching licenses to veterans who meet specific teaching requirements. Well, you gotta let somebody teach in there because you don't have many teachers left after a while. Anyway, all right then. Now, breaking news. Okay. Now, everybody knows who Don Lemon is, right? He's a fruitcake that used to work for CNN. Okay, he's a fruitcake that used to work for CNN. He's confused about his sexuality. He's humping a man or married to a man, whatever the case may be. So he's confused. But the U.S. Supreme Court found probable cause to charge Don Lemon with interfering with religious worshiping at a Minnesota church. You remember last week, a lot of those folks went into the church trying to take it over because the guy who's the pastor of it is a what do you call those guys out there? What do you call those guys? What the people who getting people to who shouldn't be here. Now, I will admit to you, I don't like the way we're doing it. I really don't like the way um, I don't really like the way we treat people like that. I just it just it's in the bottom of my soul. It says this is not the way this should be done in this country. Now I can understand doing this in another country. You know, I can't understand it here, and I'm still trying to find out. Maybe somebody can help me. Now I know some of them came here illegally, but besides that, what's the harm? I mean, really, what's the harm? Um, we got did you guys know that every person in the world, every person in the world, every person in the world almost can fit in one state, shoulder to shoulder, one state. So, what is the big deal if people get here, letting them stay? Unless unless we find out that they're crooks or murderers or whatever the case may be, we got plenty of land. And theoretically, uh, the Greg, maybe you can answer this for me. So, if you get more people in the United States working, you have more people paying taxes, more people buying homes, more people buying cars. So, what is the big? I mean, I really don't have a problem with illegal aliens. I really don't. I mean, I don't, and I certainly don't like. Now, again, they did something illegal, but listen, if I was in some of them, like President said, s-holes that they come from, I'd be trying to get the hell out of there too. Okay, so but what are they really doing to harm the nation? So that's the part I don't quite get. What are they harming? You know what I mean? What are they harming? I don't see the harm that they are doing. I just don't see it because most folks I know are are good folks. They just working their lives. They just doing. And if Americans would actually get off their butt sometimes and work, we wouldn't have all these other jobs that other people are doing. Okay, no state ever came after me for not paying taxes. I was audited. And if you live long enough, at some point you probably get audited by the IRS for whatever the case may be. Okay, man, you are just one mean son of a gun. What a piece of work, man. Uh, man, you don't have. I see right now. You need to get laid or something because you don't have anything good to say about anybody. You need some nookie. Okay, that's what you need. Lord have mercy. Anyway, uh, you need to talk to somebody at the house about that. Okay, you certainly need something, brother. You do. Uh, I don't know how come computer commuter doing it. I've had a business license for 30 years, my friend. 30 years, and I got one for this year too, which is my last year because I'm not going to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we need more money. We're headed toward another government shutdown because we need more money. That's what it seems. That's what it seems. Okay, Chocolate City growing pains. Okay, guys, it ain't got nothing to do with Chocolate City. Why does Montgomery need more money? Because we need more roads. We need to get the roads fixed. There are many things we can do. I think the mayor wants a civic center, which I think the city needs one. I mean, we do. At first, I said, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. Every city I know's got a civic center. Okay, so yeah, we do need one. Okay. By the way, they said, yeah. Well, you're lying again. I've had a business life for 30 years in Montgomery. And for one thing or another, I always go down and get a business license. So you're lying again. That's okay, though. You can't help it. You have a mental disease. You got to. You want to be me so bad, Don, until you just don't know. I understand that. You're envious. I feel you. Okay. Okay. You're envious. I feel you. You want to set up my jump wings. Okay. I'll listen. Send me your address and I'll send them over to the house. Okay. With my jump boots. Okay. With my jump boots so you can So you can wonder, be like me. Okay. You can write off on your federal taxes. Well, I don't. Well, again, I mean, I'll have to see with the mayor. But my understanding is that now you got to itemize. You can't do the short form so you can just get a quick tax return. You got to do the long form, but you can write it off. Okay, you can write it off. Let me see now. Yeah, Auburn and Tuskegee have one. That's true. Montgomery will not get an occupational tax because, first of all, we can't get one if you don't fight for it. I mean that's right. That does mean the people here and all the employers got to do give them a 1% raise and then let them pay that 1% to the tax. Give them a 1% raise. Okay, helps everybody. Okay. Okay, now you are old folks in the neighborhood. You are, yeah, that's true too. I am an old folks in the neighborhood. Anyway, let's move on to something else. Okay, so Don Lemon is probably going to end up, if not going to jail, at least getting a big fine. Good. Okay. All right then. Now, in Alabama, I always see this. I always see that Alabama argues against a new trial for a death row inmate despite DNA evidence. See, this part I don't. This part I don't understand. Alabama is asking a federal appellate court to stop the new trial for a man who had spent more than 30 years on death row for a crime that DNA doesn't tie him to. The Alabama Attorney General's office asked the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals late Friday night to overturn a lower court's ruling that Christopher Barber deserved a new trial. The federal judge who made the ruling said if tried today, a jury likely would not convict him. Okay, so now we got all this technology. And if justice is about justice, you can't have too many trials for people. Okay, so is it really not about justice in our justice system? I think we just like saying that word because it makes us feel like we're somewhat morally accountable. Seriously. So why wouldn't we not? Wouldn't we? Again, I always believe, and I don't know who came up with this saying, it is better to let 9 guilty go free than have one innocent man behind bars. I really believe that. You can never give people their freedom back. You can never you can give them that part of their life back. Okay? I'm just saying. Here's another thing. If it happens to get cold and the lights happen to go out, I want to make sure you guys, if their winter storm does come and keeps it, what do you do with food? Okay, what do you do with food? When the power, now again, you can always store food outside, but you got to put it in something because you don't want the animals or put it on top of the cylinder. Put it on top of the roof or something. I don't know. But you don't want animals because they can smell food. Yeah, they can smell food. So if you're gonna put it outside, put it in something, like put it inside the big garbage can, in pots and pans, whatever you got to do, or meat or stir. Put it in plastic bags. Put it inside the garbage can, and they can't get into it. Okay, all right. So, is your food and water safe during a power outage? Well, here's what you need to know. Alabama braces for a winter storm this weekend that could potentially leave thousands without power, and it did. When power goes out, your refrigerator becomes a ticking time bomb, and your freezer is on its own countdown. How long will your food be safe? Well, water, because doesn't have to be frozen; it can be what do you call it? Room temperature water is good. Will you still have water? Well, if the power goes out, you won't have. Well, I think you can still get water if power goes out, can't you? I think you can. Safe to use. Before the storm hits, it's important to know how to keep food and water safe during power outages. If the power goes out during Alabama's winter storm, your fridge and freezer can only keep food safe for so long. According to an Alabama Cooperative Extension System, a full refrigerator stays cold for 4 to 6 hours. Keep the door closed. Use a thermometer to make sure food stays below 40 degrees. A full freezer, okay, it can keep food up to 2 days as long as you don't open it. A half full freezer can last about a day. Insulation, doors, seals, and contents affect the duration. Okay, so once power returns, check the thermometer and make sure your food is above 40 before it is fully thawed. So that's something you might want to think about. Um, and don't eat food that's warm. Okay, especially check on your meat and stuff of that nature. Okay, you might want to buy a little ice every once in a while and put it in the freezer just in case. All right, so that's just something we don't want to do. All right, so I told you what happened at the Senate and the Senate. Now let's get to something that happened over the weekend that I found just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't think if if Jamel Brown is running for governor, which he is, somebody gave him the money. Yeah, he didn't come up with the money by himself. Somebody gave him the money. They will never be taken seriously in the state of Alabama ever again. Okay, and I'm trying to get him on, but he won't show up. I've been promised he won't show up. He won't show up because we ain't twerking. We're not talking about dumb things. He is not coming on this show. Okay, he's not coming. Okay, no, the defendant is white. Actually, the defendant is white. Okay, what kind of Justice Department presses for the incarceration of an innocent person? That's Alabama for you. Okay, is the P word envy? Well, that would be a V. That would be an E word, not a P word. Okay. Oh yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, that could be it too. Yeah, yeah. Um, take a break. Go get. I thought your man said the city had plenty of money. Listen, you never can have too much money. Okay. Somebody asked who did that? Somebody asked. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I hear you, Steve. I understand what you're saying. Right now, Europe is in a kind of dangerous place, especially England, and in America right now. We got a lot of cities coming more and more Islamic, and I think that is going that at some point it may not be during my lifetime, but in some point that is going to be a problem in this country. And anybody who don't think it is, you are absolutely wrong. Okay, like what's my mom? You got a guy running for mayor, I think in Minnesota that's a Somalian which is a Muslim. We got the guy in New York. We got in Dearborn, Michigan. It's all hell. It's almost a Muslim city. Which again, I ain't got no problem. But what they believe is not consistent with the Constitution of the United States. I got no problem with them people believing what they want to believe. Okay, somebody gave. Okay, listen, I'm with that. John, I'm with that. Somebody, yeah, yeah. But and again, if you can't raise money on your own volition without somebody just giving it to you, how can you lead me? How can you lead? How can you convince people to follow you if you okay? But if he comes up here, which I'll be nice to him, I'll ask him the same question I ask everybody else. You know, but he won't be able to answer the question because he thinks that it's a joke. It's not a joke. Politics is serious business. What is politics? It's public policy. Okay, it's serious. But I see him on the Facebook Live, just doing some of the stupidest things I've ever seen anybody do, running for, and it's going to make the Democratic Party look absolutely stupid. It's just going to make them look stupid. Again, he can't win. No way, no how. I mean, listen, unless Tommy Tuberville's falls ill, okay, yeah, that's the only way he's going to lose. I mean, and Doug Jones, I'm trying to get him on the show. I like Doug. Doug, he's a good Democrat, but other than that, well, that's true too. But yeah, twerking is a serious business. Not really. Sorry about that. Yeah, he is not ready to be governor of the state of Alabama. No way, no how, not in this lifetime at this moment. Yeah, no, I forgot. I had to sneeze there. Um, so you can separate their beliefs and the law, but you cannot do that. In America, we can, but other people, their beliefs are their law. Okay, their beliefs are their law, and at some point, I don't know when, but there's something going to happen in this country that is going to bring this to a head. Okay, we are not an Islamic country. Okay, we're not, and I personally don't believe. Matter of fact, did Mandamus, whatever his name is, did he actually swear on the Bible or did he use the Quran? Okay, I don't know which. I don't. I think, or maybe he did both of them. I don't know. But you cannot bear allegiance to someplace else and be a elected official in America. Well, you can because that's where he is. Uh, so I don't know. You know, I'm skeptical of this. You know, I just don't think that their belief system is in harmony with what we believe. We don't believe in honor killings. We may not like the homosexual lifestyle, but we certainly don't believe that people should be killed for it. Okay, we don't believe that. And guess what? We don't think you can use Christianity to lie to people purposely to deceive them. As a matter of fact, one of the things about Christianity, you shouldn't lie to people. But we don't believe that you should be able to do that. So if one of our Muslim brothers is telling us something, well, he within his belief system thinks he can lie to us. How can I trust somebody like that? I mean, how can I trust a politician who thinks that lying to the infidel is something that's good? How can I how can I put somebody like that in? No, I'm not fear. That's what they believe. It's not what I believe, but it is. So, and let me tell you something, Joe. Do you believe? And just answer the question. Do you believe that Islam is I don't know? Is it what's the word I'm looking for here? Is it compatible with the Constitution of the United States? Just tell me. Do you believe it is? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So is it compatible? Okay. Is it compatible? Now they say Islam and Muslims are not the same. Islam refers to the religion itself, which is a comprehensive system of beliefs and practices, while Muslims is an individual who adheres to the religion of Islam. In summary, Islam is the faith system, and Muslims are the followers of the faith. Okay, I got you. I got Islam. Okay. Um, so Islam, there are so many things that are just not consistent. Okay, with our listen. Trump has a tendency to say dumb things. No doubt about it. He does. But I think his heart is good. I really do. I think he's trying to put us into play because we haven't seen. It's been a long time since we've seen anybody, okay, that act like a man in the White House, not a wuss. Okay, and there is where our problem is. We haven't we just haven't had a man, somebody with a winger and know what to do with it. It's been a while, okay, and it started with Bush number two. Okay, weakness, weakness, weakness. Listen. Well, I don't know if he's lying or not, but then again, we all have lied. Um, so I'm looking up something right quick. Uh, 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 mm, mm. To Yeah. Okay. Now the piece of what does he need to be arrested for? What does he need to be arrested for? We always find things. Once people get out of office, that they that they that they did, and we didn't know anything about it. But I'm not excusing Trump. Again, I think Trump overall. I would give him as president, and I'll give him a B minus. But then again, I don't know. My pay grade is not high enough to know and have access to all the information that the president does. Okay, and so I don't know. But I do know some of the things they believe. Sharia law. I know Sharia law certainly is not compatible with the Constitution of the United States. I know that for an absolute fact. That's not compatible. Okay, okay. And the fact that they can lie to you, the fact that they can lie to you because they, as part of their, well, if it ain't my main man, and listen, before you say anything, I've told people the heartache that you suffered recently, and we just give our condolences to you.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Been tough, but every time we think about our daughter, it gives me more strength to go on.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I wasn't gonna call back this soon, but seems like you're slipping nowadays a little bit. You need a little help.
Okay, well, help me out then.
I'm slipping a little bit.
Okay.
I haven't heard you talk about the fact that your vice president came out a few weeks ago and said that white people don't have to apologize anymore. Then you got these idiots out there just shooting people in Minnesota and everything. Somebody got shot over the weekend. You ain't said a damn thing about that, Kevin, yet.
Because you cannot bring a gun to the police when they're doing their job. So you're gonna get shot.
Kevin.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Kevin. The Rifle Association that came out already. All the gun rights people that came out already, sir, and said that. Matter of fact, you remember when those guys were walking around with those rifles and went to the state house?
Did the guy have a gun?
Blah, blah, blah. You got the right to carry your gun any way you want to.
You do, but you don't.
By law.
But you do.
Nope. That's not what conservatives say.
Then it should have been.
Conservatives walking around with their rifles in their hand, dude. They were walking around with their rifles in their hand a few years ago.
It should have been. He shouldn't have pointed it at anybody.
He didn't point no gun. No. Well, see, you don't want to talk about the truth this morning. See, that's the reason your ass didn't bring it up.
Huh?
You didn't bring it up because you don't have nothing to say about it. You bring it up, damn it, Don Lemon. We don't want to talk about Don Lemon. We want to talk about this asshole that those assholes that shot this individual. Let's talk about that one, Kevin. Come on. What did you see?
Well, I saw he had a gun, and they showed the gun. And again, if you don't,
was he waving the gun and trying to shoot somebody with that gun?
Let me ask you something. You don't interfere, even get close to a policeman.
Kevin, you have the right. The Rifle Association, the conservatives, main people they run to, said already that man had the right to carry that gun. He had a damn permit for it, Kevin.
And he may have. And those people have a right to want to go home.
What part of the video did you see that he pulled it out to shoot somebody or threatened to shoot somebody? What part of the video? I need to go back and see that part.
Are you one of those people who don't believe that woman tried to run that guy over?
Let's stick with this guy right here right now, sir. Let's get with this one out the way.
Well, I wasn't there, but all I know is you.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I just want you to talk about it. I'm gone. I'm going to lose all my energy on your ass today with these lies you tell it. Come on.
When the police are when the police are involved in an action, why in the world would you want to get yourself involved in that? I mean, seriously. And again, I don't like the way we're doing what we're doing. I really don't. I don't like the fact that we are uh, the way we're doing the way they're doing their job. But I'm not one of them. Okay, so I'm just thinking, we need a better way to do this. But again, they did come, illegally. There just needs to be a better way to do this. Oh, Albert, let me see now. This is, well, I think Trump is stirring up. Uh oh. Trump stirring up. He has ICE provoking American people, urging them to fight. Trump's doing that? Really? You ain't seen all them libtards up there, them Democrats out there, calling them names, talking about their mama, throwing things at them. You think this has got something to do with Trump? Okay. When Trump ran for re-election, he said he's going to clear this country of illegal aliens. Now, I don't like the way we're doing it, but we're so used to people just telling us things and not doing things. And again, I'm with some other people. I don't know what the harm is that there are illegal aliens here. Yeah, I don't know what the harm is. But we got plenty of land. So what is the harm? I don't know. But again, they did break the law. And I tell you what, when I was a kid, I used to steal candy bars out of the store. And it wasn't never a little bitty candy bar. I mean, they would never miss that money. But I still stole it out the store. And one time I got caught. I got caught with that candy bar, and I was a running Negro. I'm telling you, I was gone. And all I said, man, just a candy bar. But he finna call the police on me anyway. So again, what do we let go? What do we let go? Okay. Wait a minute. Even though we live here, I don't really look at it like other people look at it. It's just not a big deal to me. I'm trying to figure what is the big deal. Okay. Well, yeah, I would. They didn't arrest me because I ran. Okay. Okay. I just ran. But he didn't care if it was a candy bar. He didn't care if it was a piece of bubble gum. I stole it. And therefore, there was a price to be paid for stealing this stuff. Okay. And so, that's what happened. Anyway, I gotta go. I forgot it's 9 o'clock already. Okay. So we'll consider you sound let's see. Oh, you sound I don't know. It keeps going out because y'all just hang loose. I shall be right back to close it out. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Okay. Let me see who this is. Man, I ain't got but 4 minutes left. Let me call this guy back. Call me back. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay, there we go. Yo, go ahead. You on there? Man, I ain't got but 4 minutes left. Let me call this guy back. Okay, I got you, brother. What's up? Call me back. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay, there we go. Yo. Yeah. Hello. Go ahead. You on there? Man, I ain't got but 4 minutes left. Call this guy back. Okay, I guess you didn't know. Anyway, my time's up right now. Anyway, I had to pause for the calls there. We'll be back tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Got to guess that somebody's supposed to be coming. I don't know exactly who. Maybe I get Joe up here. Joe is such a whiner. I mean, he's a good Democrat though, because he got that whining thing down pat. Okay. Oh, and here's another thing. The lessons of life today are very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. And it says, sometimes just because you can say it does not mean you should. And other times, when everybody else is saying don't say a thing, maybe you should say something. Our choice, our goal is to have the wisdom to know which time is which. Okay? Remember that. Anyway, I got to go. Time's up. It's all done. It's all done and over with. I got to go find my boy now. Read my previous quote. Well, I don't know. I'll read that tomorrow. I'll play it again later on today. We'll play the show later on today. All right. We always redo it in the afternoons, probably about time between 1 and 6, somewhere around there. So y'all have a great day, and we shall see you on the interim. Hopefully we will. Where's my music at? Where is my music at? Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Okay.
Growing up,
No, that ain't the right one either. Okay, where's my music? Where's my outro song go at? Where's that? Oh, there it is. There we go. Hey, remember that it is not the falling down that gives us strength. It is getting up each and every time we do. Have a great day.